Hey peeps, it's Danny Go here. Time for the weekly results show. I didn't do much tracking during the week. I kind of had I was in the office and just yeah, it was a good week. But yeah, it was just didn't really track a whole lot. But I think we did well, but we'll see. Okay, I think that's a good number. Yeah, I got did a Mayhem. I got like a 250 ped global just pretty early on, maybe a 50 ped global. Um, so I barely even started, but I got, pretty positive run, and they had some positive hunts and positive team hunts. Wow, okay, okay. Um, so just popping that all in there. Hopefully I'm on the right screen. Yeah, popping that all in there, that is, was it about 450 ped gain? Okay, so that's pretty good. Very satisfied with that. Definitely feel good to be under negative 7,000. And that's obviously, PEDs. So yeah, that feels positive. Good. So do maybe a crate hunt. Maybe it's too early. I don't remember. You know. Okay, so yeah, I've got 151 PEDs. I didn't get to collect because I was on Monria. I don't remember. Well, Monria was Saturday, so yeah, I was on Monria. And then the transition was from Monria to Rocktopia to Toulon to Next Island to Cyrene to Cali. So now I'm Cali. But I just got to Cali yesterday, so I didn't have any chance to collect. But that means there's a nice payout for me. But maybe we'll just go from here. So yeah, I'm gonna put a referral link in here. So if you don't have the site, you can get it. You get peg crates. These peg crate averages about 1.5 pec. Last week on the video, I got 150 peds. Doesn't cut into any. If you were driving the referral link, it doesn't cut into anything you get. It just gives me a little bonus. So I'm gonna open them 100 at a time. I didn't get this many in the week. I was in the office, and then Watch. I don't know. It was very finicky for me this week. So. But still, see what we get. And this is pretty typical. Usually, it's pretty close to a ped, but I mean, because kind of you get that big skew, you open 100 peds, it's like insane, the skew. And I've not done 100 peds twice. I've done 10 peds a lot of times. Um, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you get good stuff, and sometimes, hey, that's nice. I got the 1 pedder there. I'm gonna have a pretty fat total to collect this evening. You can get those withdrawals. Friday evenings is one of those times. Camp Icarus. Okay, so that was everything. So I can go to the dungeon here. So if you've done an offer and do pick race, you get 3 crates every hour. And then you can they got a mini game. You can kill things, mine trees. It's very complicated, but lots of ways you can make a little pet here in this little mini game. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go to the skills. So I need to put it as a negative. I'm not prepared. Well, I'm more like trying to just be chill, not worry about things. I think that'll actually make a better video if I'm more chill. So, um, 323 to 329. Okay, so one of the things we did do is that there was a daily we completed. though I don't know if a weekly or maybe a daily, but it's the cloth crafting for 500 shorts or something. You get 6 ped of tailoring, which was like 550 skills, even though I'm at a pretty, I mean, I think it took me to about 2,200 skills, but even still, 550, it took me to 2,200. That's a lot of skills, so you're gonna see a lot more of an increase this week. But I mean, I've done quite a lot of tailoring or stuff that uses that tailoring. There are a bunch of professions that use it, so and I consider those to be looters. I know, there was a lot of question, or there was a question about why I think that healing is a looter. And I guess I don't know if I have a good answer to that. One, I was talking to somebody who thinks it. And so I'll go back to the results. So it's 800 8 skills. I guess that's my highest, but I mean, most of it is that daily, Um, but going back to that, one thing I do notice is every time I go on a big little healing thing, my results tend to uptick, which makes me think that it's a looter. And the one thing I did notice when I went across, because I was talking to that guy, and then you know, um, he's a real smart guy, and I really like him. He doesn't speak, I mean, it's English, not English was not his first language by any means, but he's a real great guy to talk to. And he was telling me about, how your returns based on your levels in healing. Um, he kind of maps things really. I don't know how he does it, but it's very comprehensive. And I was actually below the unlock, so I was like, how can I get the unlock? And I'm like, so I think I did some diagnosis or whatnot, or some codex to get it, and I got it like when I talked to him, like within a week, I got the unlock, based on some codexes. And then right after I got the unlock, I started seeing, pretty significant improvements in my returns. I mean, could it be a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But when he said that, I already have considered a lot of these things to be looters. I mean, we talk about animal looter. Um, you know, um, you know, uh, when we talk about looters, we talk about animal looter, we talk about, mutant looter, we talk about robot looter, right? Those are looters we talk about a lot. But I mean, what about crafting looter? I mean, people might say it's just RNG, but I would definitely disagree. I would say my results as I gain skills in crafting do improve. Again, what about mining looter? Mining, I think, is a looter. I don't think anyone calls it a looter, but again, as my skills go up in mining, my returns also go up in mining. I don't think it's a coincidence. So I think anything to me, it just rationally makes sense. I mean, my intuition is more to believe that they are looters than to believe that they're not looters. I mean, I never thought of it as looter, and then he said it, and I'm like, it makes total sense to me. And then as I got that unlock, I felt I felt an uptick in my returns. And it just goes along with everything I already think. I mean, I already think all sorts of things are looters that aren't. People don't talk as looters. I mean, I've never heard anyone say you're prospector looter, but I would find it, or your treasure hunter looter. I mean, my treasure hunting was just like when I started off treasure hunting, it was just like, oh my god, terrible. And then you do it a little bit, and then suddenly boom, your returns start jumping a lot. So to me, like prospector, surveyor, treasure hunter, mechanical engineer, um, all of those are looters, to me. So, to me that, how I'm thinking about things, it almost more makes sense to assume things are looters. I mean, obviously not like gun professions and stuff because there are looters. Those are there are looters underneath those. Those aren't looters themselves, But I mean, things you're cycling ped through, I just naturally have the tendency to believe that they're looters. So I opened up, I think the lowest Mayhem is at bronze. Not real committed to it, but like, why not? Um, so yeah, that was one thing that I want to talk about. I'm not sure that that's a really satisfying answer, but I guess I tell you my opinion, and you can take it for what it is. I mean, I think that especially what I'm saying, I think I think maybe you can at least get my perspective, and how I feel when you think about mining and prospecting, surveying, those sort of things, as looters, and maybe even crafting. Maybe you've experienced that, and you can realize that, yeah, I start off mining, I couldn't hit a single claim, and then I mined for a while, got a little bit of level, and then I started to get more. I feel like you can kind of jive with what I'm saying a little bit, maybe, or at least see my perspective that that there are a lot of things that are looters that we're not calling looters, but I think they are. Um, or maybe some people do. I've never heard them call it though, but I think that we experience them as a looter. Um, just they don't have that word looter in there, you know, and I think they still function as looters. I think there's also a lot that people, I wasn't through Loop 2.0, but I think there's like I don't know, a lot of people, that I read, they seem to think that the game is it's more like I don't know. I won't talk on that, but I I think the idea of maybe is that looter didn't really exist before. I don't know. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I shouldn't talk on it. But I feel pretty. I feel like my opinion is reasonable. I mean, um, whether or not you think it, but now that you think it, maybe think on it, maybe what it means to you, and take it for what it is, and it's okay if we disagree. I'm not. It's just something that I think and helps me. Um, so yeah, done pretty well. Obviously this week, want to hopefully we can continue this positive uptrend. Okay, so another thing I promised is I was going to talk about the app. Once I got my first payout. It takes forever to get your first payout, but I'm gonna explain it, and explain why it's good. So basically, the app is called Atlas Earth. It's for U.S. and Canada. It does geolocation, so you literally have to be in U.S. or Canada. So basically, what happens is it, it you get a free parcel of land. It earns income. It looks really small, but the numbers, but it's a per second income. So you can see on here, hopefully, those are my parcels. I got my first payout of $5. Um, I can have like at the you get boosts. You can do these ads and get 30 times earnings. The base rent is pretty low, but if you do the boosts, about 20 hours a day, it's pretty high. So let me see. Um, I have maybe a so there's an Atlas Earth earnings chart, I think. So yeah, what you see there is I've got my parcels in there. That's like, wish I could. My little preview display is so tiny, can't even read it, to be honest. It's so much huger in the actual like video thing. Or maybe I could probably change it so I could read it better. I got like, what do I have? Is that 36? I can't really entirely read it, so if that's not right, but that takes a while. I mean, to me, like, but I do, I work from home a lot, so I basically you can run an ad every 20 minutes to get 2 free Atlas bucks. 10 Atlas bucks equals a land parcel. Or 100 Atlas bucks equals land parcel. So if you run 50 ads, and you can only do it every 20 minutes an ad. So if you run 50 ads, then you can get a land. So I'm able to get 3 to 4 lands every week. So that would mean that, you know, in a year I'll have 150 lands. Let me. I keep talking, and I'm trying to. I'm gonna have a referral code for this too, so you can join through my referral code in the comments. It doesn't again hurt you. It just gives me a little boost to make it easier for me to get a little bit extra land myself. Come on. What I'm looking for is like there's this chart of expected earnings. Let's try to find it. Somebody maybe has it on the Reddit. I know it's on the website. I just like, oh, it's annoying that I can't find it now. Oh well. Oh, it's wild. Well, to break it down, basically, is that I'll just go through the numbers from my head because I'm not finding it. So basically, um, it's tiered, basically, I think, because their payouts are basically based on a lot of their income is ads. They have other ways of getting income. For example, if you like Burger King, you can have your credit card in their system or linked in their system, so they get like a referral bonus for you going to like Burger King or certain places. And then some people actually just put money into the game to buy land, but I'm not doing that at all. I'm completely free to play. Just taking money out. So I got my first $5. So I qualified for my first $5 last evening. I put in a request to get it sent to my PayPal. I got it in my PayPal in less than 2 minutes after I put the request in, and then I had it in EU in less than 3 minutes. So it took literally but it took a while to get my first withdrawal. I think I started maybe late January. But okay, so basically the sort of expected returns, because what they have as a pricing structure is that you get a times 30 boost on your lands, up to 150, and then it goes down to times 20. And then after you get so many, it's like a tiered system, and then after so many, it goes down. So usually about the first 150 is most of the benefit, unless you get above like 1,500 lands. Or even maybe at 1,000 it starts really kicking up. But point is, pretty much if you go to 150 lands, that's most of it for most people. Most people just stop there. I mean, you got to keep boosting every day, but then that's pretty simple. You just watch 20 ads a day. But the boost you can do in 6-hour things. So you could just log in 3 times a day and watch 6 ads and basically make $200 a year. Which you can, 2,000 pets you can put into the game. So, I mean, if that's interesting to you, it's interesting. If it's not, it's not. Obviously, there's quite a lot to the startup. Kind of, I was like kind of, breaking that down and thinking like, how sustainable is that? And you think about like, like what a Twitch streamer might be able to pay. Who's a good Twitch streamer, and then you double that. That's about what Atlas Earth can pay. I think essentially because they're cutting out a middleman, one less middleman between you and the advertiser. So it's pretty good stuff actually. Quite a lot, I mean, I love Twitch streamers. Always gonna watch as many as I can. Well, 2 at a time, because you don't really get benefit for more than 2. But yeah, I always keep like two Twitch streamers. But this is a significant thing to add to that kind of things I'm doing. So all those things. I have referrals for all those things I'm gonna do. In my thing to help you out a little bit. And then also, if you like these videos, just like it, subscribe, whatever, make a comment. I really appreciate that. I hope that wasn't too boring. Oh, but yeah, so yeah, 2,000 pets a year. If you get to 150, so it's about and that equates to about 150 pets a month, I think. A little bit more than 150 pets, maybe 160 pets a month. Let's say it equates to 160 pets a month. So I mean, currently, but the thing is, like, it's a long slog to get to your first payout because you gotta really just get all those ads to get all those little free parcels. You can do those ads to get the bucks to get the parcels, the Atlas bucks, and then that gets you the real dollars over time. In 20-minute increments. I mean 20 minutes between them. So it takes a while, but once it starts rolling, now now that I've got my first pad, I would say if I didn't get any more and I just boosted, which would be like almost no time at all during my day, but if I just did the boosts, I would probably get a payout 2 out of 3 months. So that mean like I get a payout for example, I get a payout in January, another payout in February, and then I'd miss March, and then again it would be a payout, and then miss. But essentially, when I get to kind of around 150, it'll be essentially probably a little bit over 3 payouts a month of just 50 pet. You can, although you can take payouts of any amount as long as it's above $5. But yeah, let me take a look. Can I even? Well, I was gonna look at the app and see how much I made overnight. They do have a boost event going on now that gives me even more boost. But of course, I don't know where my phone is, so I'm not gonna worry about it. I was just gonna see how much I made overnight. Yeah, I'm hitting really good right now. I can see all these big numbers. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah. How do I lose my phone all the time? I don't know. I do. It's like it's not a very big item to lose, Not big, but I mean, well, it's not small. Well, it is what it is. I will find it after the video. I won't worry about it here. But yeah, that's those things. Yeah. Oh, I got 250 points. What my total is? I mean, I only did like one boss last night. You see, I'm being like super chill. I don't even care. You know, I don't really care if I finish or not. I don't even know why I'm doing this exactly, but I am, I guess. This is Easter Mayhem. Yeah. But yeah, basically, if you've never done Mayhem, what it is you know, these mobs are almost all strapped. They've got a little bit of output, amplifiers. They have some tokens that you can get, you know, limited pills, limited amps. You get really lucky, you can get another 21 ped. Nice. If you're really lucky, you can get, you know, maybe a rare token, which could, you know, get you an unlimited item, but you'd have to like, you know, I don't say sell your soul, but you know, a little bit. You're gonna be in this area forever, and probably need to use much bigger weapons than I'm doing, and much higher tiers. I mean, sort of thing I could do, but I mean, I don't have a rare token, so I don't have a rare token. I'm just gonna do what I want, you know. I mean, like whatever I get, I get. You know, if I don't get, it doesn't matter, you know. I mean, because I don't have any. I feel like if you have the rare token, that's like a super premium on your tokens, you know? If you don't have the rare token, it's like, to me, it's like, does this event matter? I don't know. I mean, I think maybe if my numbers were better, my looters were better, it would, you know, be like really interesting and positive. But where I'm sitting with my looters, I think that it's like, well, you know, it's just neither here nor there. You know, I don't really think that I benefit a whole lot from doing this, and I don't think I lose a whole lot either. I guess it's good skills. So if I'm enjoying it, and it's pretty neutral, I would suspect that it's pretty neutral based on my looter levels. If I'm enjoying it and it's pretty neutral on my looter levels, I'm actually skilling to get to a point where it's more than neutral or more positive, I guess I should say. So I may as well do it if I feel like it, you know, and I guess that's what I'm doing for bronze. I guess that's kind of my super low commitment level. Just get it done. And I also want to help my robot looter. That's my kind of a low looter of the ones that are classified by the word as looter, although I think there are many looters. We went over that, and yeah, robot's way down there. My resource gatherer looter is, you see, a lot higher. My prospector looter is even higher than my, but even still, yeah, my robot is really low. So it's a good one to work on a little bit, you know. I also find, yeah, like I think there's a structure, based on where you are in your looter to the loot you get. Um, and like the higher you get, the less often, well, your looter pays out more often, but it also pays out less often. And it the big looters aim for sort of a huge payout, I think, eventually. Whereas small looters, and for more regular payouts, I do think that with a bigger looter, your overall return is higher over time. But for example, on like animals and stuff, I can get long droughts on animals, even though I think my expected return is higher. Whereas if you're playing in a low looter, where you don't have a lot, you're getting paid out very consistently. It may not be, it's probably at a lower total level than a big looter, but the payouts are more frequent. So what happens in something when I'm playing with robots is I'm gonna get paid out quite a lot because my looters are pretty low here comparatively. So I'm getting paid out often, you know. Whereas if I'm on animals, it doesn't concern itself with paying me out very often because it's more calculated in that it's going to need to give me some big payouts. And you can take some of that all for what it is or isn't. Those are my opinions, and you can think on that, and if you feel it, great. If not, great. I don't, I just say what I think, and I think what I think is reasonable, but I also don't think that if you disagree with me, you're unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's kind of a black box that we're looking at. We're studying we're looking into the abyss of mystery, and kind of like, what do we think it is, and I have what I think it is, and I have reasonable reasons for what I think it is, but maybe you look into the dark abyss and you see a different story, and you have reasonable reasons to believe that too, and not to say that you know one of us isn't correct, because there's only really one way it works, right? It's a computer program. It has a certain algorithm somehow, but it's we don't know the algorithm. We're kind of intuiting our beliefs of how it works, yeah, there's some statements by MindArk, but it's like so cryptic, it's like it's not very much light shedded on the abyss, so we're just kind of trying to guess and stuff. I know people have done a lot of work and stuff, and you know um I respect all the work I see. It comes with a lot of assumptions, um, mainly because I think that a lot of these cycle times can be multiple years. I don't think the game is processing things um, in weekly increments. I think it's like multi-year increments, um, frankly. I mean, unless you're cycling like so much ped that it can put you in monthly increments or something like that. If you're cycling 100, let's say you're cycling 1 million peds a month, yeah, it's gonna be more recalculation. But for most of us, we're kind of in not even yearly cycles, multi-year cycles, I think. Um, like let's just say, like this year. I don't know if I'll cycle 50,000 pets. I was probably like when I was streaming, I was probably cycling like my guess is 2,000 pets a day when I was streaming. So, that was kind of on track for, like, 60, 70,000 pets in a year. I mean, or is that right? 2,000 pets times, say 2,000 pets a day times 365. Oh, wow, that would be 730,000 pets a year. Okay, so I was basically, cycling 730,000 peds a year. I don't even think that 730,000 peds is enough to finish a cycle. I mean, maybe if you're doing small mobs, and I think there's a lot of good point. I think that the cycle probably relates to total actions or total. Um, I got some good feedback on that, and I think it's probably true. I think it probably relates to total mobs. So if you're cycling, on little mobs, yeah, you can complete a cycle, with relatively less. But the way I'm playing, my mob size, 730,000 peds, is not enough to complete a full cycle. I don't think. I think I'm starting to get around to completing a cycle. So my guess is my mob size, my cycles are over 1 million peds, you know? Now this year I'm definitely not cycling nearly as much. One, I don't have as many peds, and two, I'm also just like starting to realize I need to take better care of myself. I mean, not exactly. I mean, I'm in good health, but I had, I mean, there's a number of things that, I've lost a lot of weight. I'm pretty good, pretty decent weight. I mean, I'm a little bit overweight, but not much. I'm pretty physically fit. I can walk a pretty good distance and stuff. So, I'm doing pretty good. But you know, it just kind of like, learning that you know, being decent. Like still, I need to improve my diet a little bit. Need to improve a bunch of things. So, eat more fruits and stuff like that. More breads and less meats, stuff like that. But anyway, I don't know where I got all random like that, but hopefully, but yeah, I'm feeling really good this week. Not 100%, but like, um, really, really, like, I'm almost, I'm really recovered a lot. So yeah, I feel pretty good. Like I'll be fully recovered in a couple weeks, so it's really nice feeling to be real. So that's great. Um, Anything else to talk about, or I don't know, ramble on a little bit? Oh, I think I did pop my looter, my animal looter. So it's at 53. Um, Obviously the long goal to that 60, but we're making progress, so I'm pretty pleased. One of my thought processes is if I did get into the positive, I might just buy a ton of deeds. I mean, not that I wouldn't continue to cycle, but I might put a lot of it in deeds to kind of solidify that lead. I feel like I've hit positives multiple times in the past few years. Barely hit the positive, but I've hit it. So I feel like I'm gonna get back there as I see the sort of structure of the game. Um, is that eventually it's going to want to put me in a reversal. I think the reversals already started now, whether or not it's like kind of like a little reversal and then more down. But eventually, I think it needs to do a strong reversal on me. And when I get a strong reversal, I'll probably end up back in the positive, is what I think. Because I don't think my MU has been worse than the prior. So I think that my score line, let's go back to the score line. I think that score line will go into the positive range. When was the last time it was in the positive range? I mean, it was when I was streaming, and although it wasn't really, and that was really the strength of my Twitch stream that put me into the positive. It wasn't really, I mean, it was a bit of a TT reversal, but really, I've been sort of in about a 17-month downturn. If you just kind of consider the meta cycle, not like the small pops up. But it's been like a 17-month downward meta cycle. I think that at some point I'm gonna end up mm, I don't want to say long-term upward cycle because sometimes an upward cycle could just last a few mobs. You know, one or two big hoffs would, you know, literally a couple seconds could be your entire up cycle. But this point, this was still actually down cycle here. It's just that the game wasn't so brutal to me that my Twitch stream income was overcoming the down cycle. So but that I actually hit a positive point on my down cycle. And then there's the prior year was also, if I hit like one of those points, I think that I might like put a significant amount of it into deeds. But I'll have to see. I mean, I don't want to stop cycling. So, but on the other hand, if I got, well, if I hit like a 7,000 pet Hoff, for example, I could just shove it all into deeds, and then I could keep cycling because it would just be, I would still have the same amount of pets. We'll see. We'll see. What is that? That's a laser weapons? Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I've really been enjoying Cyrene for sure. Yeah, I've been enjoying all the planets really. I mean, I don't really go to Arcadia. I know some people really like it, but haven't really been that motivated. Hmm. Yeah, I get quite a lot of salvaging, so that really, this looter's moving up pretty quickly. Which is why I think I'm consistently hitting here pretty much. Doesn't want to get me in real deep on this looter. But the funny thing is that like when I'm advancing on kind of a weak looter, I'm usually going into the positive pretty quickly. But I guess if I stayed long enough in here, it would start to not act like a weak looter. Yeah, definitely has the feel of wanting to push me up. Just give me it all right now. Give me 8,000 pets. Just call it a day, right? Yeah, I know it's a little bit small of a mop for 8,000 pets, but hey, why not? Come on, Mindart, just give me 8,000 pets and call it a day. I'll take 7,900. That'll put me in the positive. Get some deeds. Call it a day, right? Be interested to see. I guess there's a. I guess the CEO is gone. See what when they get a new CEO, what the direction is. I definitely like that they removed decay from clothing because that was just ridiculous. Like you shouldn't have to pay to switch outfits and stuff. Um, and when I found out that they removed that, yeah, I started using lots of more clothings, just because, you know, it is kind of fun. But yeah, you shouldn't have to pay to change your clothes, you know, in a game, you know. Um, I think the part of that, you know, is just that there's this sense in which, um, you know, this is a really good game, but there's been a little bit of nickeling and diming of players, and it's just not worth it for the game, you know, because it's just focused on us having a good time. If we have a good time, you know, most people are going to be willing to spend money, you know. But if we don't have a good time, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to nickel and dime because it's just not, you know, if they make a good experience, people will spend, you know. So I really support, you know, that sort of thing, you know, not having to can close because I can't imagine it was making them much money anyway, but it was hurting the player experience, you know. And if the player experience is better, we'll probably spend more, to be real, you know. So just focus on having people have a good time in the game, and the money will come. You know, they've got ways to make money. They don't need to, you know, try to find a few pennies somewhere, you know. That was a really good change. I hope that more good changes come. I really felt like the direction of the game has been, you know, I don't want to say, I feel like there's been a lot of improvements in the game, um, mostly from Planet Partners, but even from Mindark, I mean, not, I feel like they've created some good content, you know. So I don't want to say that, you know, there's not been good content created because there has, you know. They definitely created some good content, but I feel like the sort of mm, direction of the game has been a little bit off. I mean, but that's the good thing though is that, you know, these past few years haven't been a waste at all. Because there's been so much good content created. I mean, I guess, you know, we say there's not been a lot. I don't think there's been nearly as much as there should have been. And I think that so much of it's been wasted on things that don't matter, you know? But at least I would say that I don't think the game is worse off than it was a few years ago. I think it's better off. I just think that um, there just needs to be a more better ethos of being more player, being more for players having fun, and just realizing that if we have fun, you know, they'll make more money, you know. Um, they don't need to worry about the money. They just need to worry about us having fun. They've already got ways to make money in the game, you know. So it'll happen, you know. So hopefully that, you know, hopefully they get a CEO who gets it and just really just, you know, values the player experiences, focuses on that, and I think the money will come, you know. 'Cause I really don't feel like, you know, recently there's been too much that doesn't feel like it's based on the player experience. It's based on really sort of mind arc's interest, but then it's not even, you know, that's so short-sighted because you start focusing on mind arc's interest, you know, and players aren't having fun. That's, you know, if you have players have fun, you know, it'll happen, you know. So I'm hopeful that, you know, good things come, but we'll see, you know. They just really need to get Unreal out the door. Um, Focus on what players want, you know. I mean, players didn't want a new UI. I mean, I get, you know, that they felt, you know, I get what they felt, but it's also just like not getting the feel of the user base, what the users want. I mean, it's not like what they thought was insane, but you know, you got to figure out what your players want and um just really just like you know, if they can figure that out, I think they'll be in a good place, you know. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this video, I guess. Finish that little thing. This mayhem may end up being a lot easier to complete than I thought it would be. That's okay. I mean, I'm not really committed to doing a whole lot anyway. Well, I think I'll probably call it a video here. Appreciate you guys. I'll have those referral links, you know, down in the comment, and definitely leave any comments, like, follow, whatever. Appreciate you guys a lot. All right, have a good one.